Welcome to something short and sweet in the Parsha. This week, Parshas Vayakhel Pekudai, 214 psukim. And most of those verses seem to be a repetition. Parshas Truma speaks of the vessels of the Beis Hamikdash. Vayakhel repeats those vessels. Parshas Tesav spoke of the clothing of the Kohanim. Parshas Pekudai is a review of that or those pieces of clothing. Why the repetition? We know that the Torah is so careful with its use of even words. There are entire tractates in the Talmud that are drawn, that are learned out of letters and words, a few letters and words in the Torah. And here we have two parshios, Vayakhel Pekudai, that seem to be verbose, extra. Why is that? Says Rabbi Avram Pam, there's nothing extra here. There's one word or one switch of a word between the various parshios that say everything and give us a monumental insight. In the first two parshios, Truma Tesaveh, it's the commandment. It's the plan. Ve'asisa, this is what you, Klal Yisrael, are to do. Vayakhel Pekudai, it's va'asu. They did it. The plan became a reality. That's no small thing. How often do projects begin and they just die on the vine? They're never completed. The truth is, sadly, in life, the same thing is true. Often, when somebody's young, he or she has very big ideas, very big plans. They see themselves in a certain way. And then life gets in the way. And it never really comes to fruition. Very specifically, there's a chasana. Man and woman get married. They walk down the aisle and they have dreams. He's going to treat her in a certain way. She's going to treat him in a certain way. They're going to build a house together. They're going to build a family. They're going to build a bayis ne'eman and Yisrael. They will always be so close. And often, it doesn't work out that way. Or it doesn't exactly work out that way. A child is born. The father or the mother hold their child for the first time. All the feelings, the dreams, the plans, how they're going to raise this child, how they're going to be there for the child, how they're going to devote themselves totally to that child. And it doesn't always come out that way. The plan does not always become a reality. And Al Derech Hadrash, I think it's pretty incredible. What's between Parshas Truma and Tetzaveh and Vayakhel and Pekudai? What's between those twin parshios? The sin of the golden calf. Klal Yisrael stood at Sinai. They had dreams. HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw something beautiful in their future, and they saw something beautiful in themselves. Nochi Hashem Elokecha asher hotzeitzich me'eretz Mitzrayim. But then some other form, a golden calf, a dancing golden form, took up their view. And that's often what happens. Something which is glamorous, something with glitter, something which beckons gets in the way. And it doesn't allow the plan to become a reality. The smart person is the person who has that model in his mind, the model of the plan, who reviews that plan, whether it be one's spiritual aspirations, whether it be one's marriage, whether it is one's devotion to one's children, to keep that model of how they want it, v'asisa, to keep that in mind so that it will ultimately become a va'asu. Fortunate is the person, the man, the woman, who will be able to say, my plan became a reality. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great Shabbos.